Next cabinet we're going to put together is a wall pantry. This particular one is a WP 2490. That means it's 24 inches wide and 90 inches tall. So we're going to start with the face frame and go from there. So we've got the face frame on the ground. We've got the top end down there. And the way you tell the difference is the big doors are always in the bottom. So we got the large opening is going to end up being the bottom of the cabinet. The side with the kick cutout right down here, this tells us that this is the bottom of the cabinet. So we're going to slide this into the dovetail, keeping all the grooves to the inside of the cabinet. And if you're doing this by yourself, it helps to have it up against a solid surface. So we've got that sitting in the dovetail, and then we just gently slide it up, nice and straight, all the way in until it hits the top, and there we are. Nice and flush. Now we can get the other side and do the same thing. Into the dovetail right there, and then make sure you're heading straight into it, and there you go, just like this. Right up. Nice and flush. There we are. Now we're ready to put in the top, bottom, and the middle shelf. These are fixed into place and then go in the grooves like this. We have to be careful that we orient these the right way because these are not square. One of them is 22 3/4 this way, and it's 23 inches that way. Next thing we do is put our glue in. We're going to glue across in the groove. Glue in the groove. Okay, so we got some glue there. This will be our top. We just put it in the groove and down we go. And it goes right into the bottom like that. Okay, the narrow side goes down into the grooves here. And it goes in, down into the groove. Okay, just like that. Now we're ready to put the back on. Put the back right here. And what we need to do is make sure your glue's line up because this, remember we have the large spaces at the bottom because that's where the kick is. Okay. Put this on here. Okay. Okay, that's good. So the clamps help us get that in there. So nice, flush everywhere. Closes up nicely. Use 1.5 nails here, and we're going to go up the side, maybe every 12 inches. Okay, and we'll go up the other side. Same thing. Goes on this way with this hole goes at the top, so in the end we can put one final screw in. screw at the top, goes right through both of them, holds it together so it can never come apart. And these corner brackets go in up here. That gives the cabinet good stability. Okay, up here. This is where it's handy to have a light on your drill. So now we're going to fasten the toe kick on. So the notches always go to the top, and it will go in here like that. And then we're going to fasten the brackets into the corner here. And the holes are already pre-drilled. We're using the little gold screws with the heads on them. We'll do it like this. We're going to leave it a little loose so it makes it easier to get the other part in. I'm leaving this one loose so that in the end we can just push this up and it'll go right in underneath it. It's just it's awkward to do it by yourself, but if you have a friend, they can hold it up for you. So now what we do is put this in here. Comes up there. Just give it a pop. Okay, and that'll click in like that. Make sure it's up high, and then finish putting in the screws. Not too tight, just snug them up, and then put one in the top. That'll hold them so that it can't come apart at all. Once again, hold this up, snug up the screws, and then put one in the top so it can't come apart. Just like that. We're going to put these screws through here. They go through the back and they go into the bottom. So that once again helps stabilize the cabinet and gives strength to the bottom shelf. They're already pre-drilled and countersunk. And we're actually using the long screws for this. Now we're going to do the middle shelf. We do the same thing with the middle shelf. Okay, 3 screws. This is at the top of the cabinet. We're at the top of the cabinet. We're going to put the corner blocks in. This will hold the cabinet nice and square and give it a lot of stability. There we go, working up in this corner. Nice and solid. Last one, there we go. and that's all 4 corner blocks. That makes it nice and solid. So we've put our corner blocks in the bottom of the cabinet. That secured the bottom. And now we've come to the top of the cabinet and put our corner blocks in each corner. And then the next thing we'll do is we'll put screws through the back into the top shelf here, and that'll secure it so it can't move at all. Now we're putting the screws in through the back and into the top. That gives it more stability. Once again, these are already pre-drilled and countersunk. And we're using the long screws for this. And there we go. So our cabinet is together now. So now we can stand it up and get ready to put in the rollout, the rollouts, and we can put the doors on. If you get rollout trays, then the first thing we do is put in the brackets that hold the hardware. These are already pre-drilled. You can see the big holes down there. And so they go in the holes, just like that. This one goes in the hole, just like that. So the screws are just to hold the bracket in place to keep it from pulling out of the holes that are already there. So the screws really don't have to carry any weight of the rollout tray itself, because the little pegs that are in the back of the brackets hold all the weight. Now we're ready to put the rollouts in. There is a right and a left. This is the back. It's got the bumper at the back. Okay, so this is the part that fits in. This fits into there. And then we push it in far enough so that it goes in. Oh, it's nice to have it in almost an eighth. But what you'll find is that there's already a pre-drilled hole to put the screw in. So we'll do it on this side so we can see it better. Put it in there. Okay. And you can see that there's already a pre-drilled hole there. So I'll get a screw here. Okay, so we use one of these. We just pull the rollout out a little bit. That's so we can get access to that. Pull that up so that you just see the hole. Okay. And then just in snug. Don't let it spin. Just goes in snug. And there we are. So we do that on this side. See the little indent from the pre-drilled hole. Just like that. That's what we need. There we go. Now we're ready to put the rollout tray in it. We've pre-assembled the dovetail drawer. Once again, nice solid wood with dovetails, good strong joints, and we've attached one side of the hardware. Let me just get it lined up so it goes in there. Get this side lined up. So just go in. Now these drawers have a little catch on the back so that when they go in that far, you just have to give it a little more push, and that sets it in the back, because you don't want the front of the drawer sticking out past the face frame, or you'll have trouble closing the doors. There we go. Here we are. So the first thing we'll do is put the hinges in the top section here. The hinges, you can see, are all pre-drilled. There's a little hole in each corner. snug, but not over tightened. There you go. Just like that. This one on. Going to put the door on. We just line up the hinges. Just push it on so it goes into both hinges. Open it up slowly. Just like that. There we go. Just like that. So basically we go around the whole cupboard, put in the rest of the hinges. These doors, the bottom doors being so long, we'll get 3 hinges per door. That gives it much more stability and adds strength to it. There we go. Okay, so let's stand this up. So we've stood the cabinet up, and by doing that, it makes it easier to put the hinges on the bottom because one of the hinges goes right down here, and we need to have the drawer extended in order to gain access to the pre-drilled hole that's already there. So I'm going to put all the rest of the hinges on here. We've got 3 per door on this one. Put that through there, into the hole. There we go. Like that. We're using the screws with the big round heads on them to attach the hinges to the face frame. Nice and snug, but don't over tighten. And we can just continue putting hinges on. Make sure this is in the right one. That. Just like that. Nice and snug. The hinges close. Now we're ready to put on the door. Push on the door. Gently. So we'll put all the screws in the hinges. Just like that. And here goes our last door. Just line up the hinge holes. Push it on. Open the door up gently. Make sure the hinges are in there nicely. Go. And then just put all the screws in the rest of the hinges. There we go. Remember, the grain runs this way, right to left. Okay, not front to back. So put it in right to left, and it'll fit just fine. There we go. So we've got our shelves in, all our doors are on. There we go. So our cupboard is finished. This was a wall pantry, $24.90, nice and tall. And now we're done. We're ready to go on to the next one.